Hello everyone and welcome back to another GTA Online video. A few months ago I made a little let's play video of me playing the PlayStation 3 version of Grand Theft Auto 5's online mode. Now a lot of you guys who watched it really enjoyed it, and I was planning on making it into a mini series where I basically work my way up. I do jobs, obtain the Chromobile and do loads more stuff. But when I was playing it one night, I realised just how incredibly terrible the old gen version of GTA Online is. Now before we begin, I would first like to give credit where credit is due. To the players who actually played the old gen version of the game back when it was the only version that you could play. With the atrocious input lag, stuttery and low frame rate and only 720p resolution, the game was absolutely horrible to play. And it just makes me question, besides money, why Rockstar decided to release GTA 5 for the PlayStation 3 and the 360 when they could have just waited for the next generation of consoles. I'm surprised the game ranks so high from critics despite all of these major flaws. Like, you're saying to me none of the critics were ever like, wow, Grand Theft Auto 5, this game's amazing, but it plays like shit. My major complaint that I have with this version of the game is just the insane amount of input lag that you have to deal with. Just look here, I'm demonstrating the time it takes from pressing the jump button to the character actually jumping. It's horrible, and it makes competitive gameplay almost impossible if it weren't for the built-in auto-aim. Speaking of combat, did you know passive mode does jack diddly squat in this version of the game? I have this douchebag trying to run me over when I'm in passive mode, and it hurts me when he collides into me. That's not supposed to happen in passive mode. What good is passive mode if you can still get run over by other players? Even worse is when this guy gets into a helicopter and I'm having to avoid all of his attacks. In passive mode. What's the point of having it if it does jack diddly squat? Anyways, let's move on to actual gameplay. If you've played this version of the game for a long while, obtained some money, got a high rank, I suppose it wouldn't be too bad, but because I'm super low rank and have no money, I gotta do loads of jobs, and there's no modders to be found in this version of the game, no siree. So let's take a look at some of the things I can do to get some money. I have all the usual stuff, races, death matches, last team standing, all the usual, but they all end up making you do the exact same thing every single time. Parkour. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Every time I joined a queue for a job, it was always like, car versus parkour, car versus human or something like that, where it's basically an obstacle course where you have to get to the end of. And if by some miracle you can actually do the course with the input lag previously shown off, then you get access to a whole bunch of weapons that you can use to unfairly shoot all the other players to death with. Couldn't the community have come up with more imaginative things to do than parkour? Parkour is pretty fun when you're playing on a system that doesn't lag and you have controls that you can rely on, but this is just like an experience where you're clenching your asshole every time you make the smallest of jumps. It's like, oh god, here comes a jump. Oh god, oh phew, alright, okay. But yeah, anyways, very rarely I've been able to get into a job which is just a normal bare bones deathmatch or the job that it's supposed to be. Which would be cool if it wasn't extremely difficult to make your character do what you wanted them to do. Forget about aiming guns that require manual aiming like the rocket launcher and the sniper rifle, just get a shotgun, a rifle or anything else, because you can use the auto lock-on that you're forced to use on the console versions of the game, because otherwise you're going to be like, I've yet to try out the heists in the old gen version of the game, but I'm still too low level to initiate them myself, and I can't really find anyone sending invites to join them, so I can't really say what heists are like in the old gen version of the game. But I imagine because of how difficult it is to get in heists on the current gen version of the game, I'm going to assume that it's going to be almost impossible to do heists without your own party to do it with. To all of you guys who had to suffer through the shortcomings that was the old gen version of GTA 5, let us know in the comments about it. Tell us what it was like back then, and also maybe tell us how to get some real money in this version of the game. I'd like to know. But anyways, if you enjoyed this short video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the Pyro Gaming channel for loads more videos coming to you very soon. See you around, everyone.